Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. A good Friday morning to you all. I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your day. It is Friday, so we're all happy, excited for that. At least I would hope. So I hope you guys are getting up and having a great start to your day. We're going to give you an update weather-wise, as we always do in these morning videos, for your weather specifically for today. So there really isn't a large area today that's going to see bad weather, but there is an area of the country, I'm talking about Arkansas, areas of the deep south, that could see a nasty line of storms. It's already ongoing right now, moving into portions of northeast Texas, Arkansas. It's moving out of Oklahoma, still affecting areas of Oklahoma as I speak. But this will continue to move southeast and move into areas of Louisiana, Mississippi later today. And there is an enhanced risk, which is a level 3 out of 5. It's a pretty big deal. Once you get into level 3 or higher, you really need to start watching out for some nasty, severe weather. So that's what we're going to break down for you guys. If you guys have not subscribed, consider doing that. Like the video if you like. If you like it, hit me up on Facebook, guys. I know I've been promoting the heck out of that a lot lately, but I'm trying to get a lot of growth out of that. It's a great way to interact with me. If you got any prayer requests, you can send me a message on there. If you got any questions, send me a message on there. And obviously hit me up on Twitter too. For folks who definitely hit me up on there during the winter, they'll tell you that I was very active. I was posting, almost every hour, especially when there's a lot going on, when there's a big risk of a hurricane, winter storm, severe weather outbreak, especially here locally in the southeast, which is who I originally started covering. It's a great way to interact and keep up to date with the latest information. So definitely take advantage of that. If you guys got anything that I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. As always, it gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. So let's get rolling. Water vapor loop. It seems like we always put our eyes on this. Every time I pull this up, it seems like there's always active weather. Another active morning across Arkansas, areas of eastern Oklahoma. These have seemed to be always hot areas to see a lot of storms, really in general, but especially in the morning hours. See this big area of white right here? That is what we have high water content. Why this is the water vapor loop. In general, there's a nasty line of storms that keep moving southeast. It's what we call a mesoscale convective system. And this is moving southeast and will continue to try to intensify and take advantage of an atmosphere that's beginning to destabilize down here to its southeast. But enhanced risk up for this orange area right here. This includes the entire southern half of Arkansas. This is ongoing right now. This includes areas of areas of Louisiana. Shreveport is not a state. Areas of northeast Louisiana, and even close to areas like Baton Rouge. It includes Jackson, Mississippi, a pretty large area of western and west central areas of Mississippi. So, the biggest threat today, there is going to be a tornado threat. A tornado threat will be here, 2% risk. 25 miles in any given location. But the biggest threat here is for wind damage, for damaging winds here in some of these storms in this line that's going to be moving through. You got a 30% chance of damaging winds in this area. So we need to watch out for that. 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of any given location. The hatch risk did not get issued in this area, but it could in the next few hours. We'll have to watch. But, pretty much everything has stayed the same for today. Hail threat is there. There's a 15% risk, especially on the southern end of this line of storms moving through. We look at the radar scope right now, what's unfolding, and this is slamming Fort Smith, Arkansas. Looks like once you get up to Springdale, Arkansas, it looks like the severe threat lessens, but you also have a flash flood warning ongoing for a large portion, and this is a nasty line of storms that's getting its act together. And really, it never didn't have its act together. It's just beginning to kind of get into its form, its mode that it's going to develop in, and then sweep across areas of the south today. But Little Rock, watch out. This is going to be a big plume of moisture. A flooding threat may, begin to rise here in the next 1 to 2 hours. But you have some big-time storms knock on your doorstep. I don't have lightning turned on right here. Radar scope on my PC always does something weird, where lightning will show up sometimes and then sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to have to take some time and figure that out. But these storms are moving into Arkansas. You even have a line of storms down here in northeast Texas. But these will continue to move through, and they're moving in this general direction. So they're going to affect areas of Louisiana, areas of Mississippi. I think the worst is going to stay south of Memphis, but I think the hardest hit areas is probably going to be into this region right into here, and that's where we have our enhanced risk. So we need to watch out for that a little bit later today. But as a whole, this is how this develops today. We'll get going here in time, getting into the morning hours, starting to get into later in the morning. This big complex of thunderstorms will begin to make its way into Louisiana, and then eventually into areas of Mississippi as we're making our way into midday. But these could really pack a punch, guys. They really could. It doesn't look like a very well structured line of storms, but whoever gets hit by the hardest portion of the storm, this line of storms, is going to get a big threat for damaging winds. They really are. That is going to be the biggest threat by far. So let's just go on and zoom in. There ain't no point in looking at a more far out view of this. Let's make sure this is in 1 hour intervals. So we'll stop this around 8, 9 a.m. You know, if you're going off the latest HRRR model, the actual heaviest, the worst severe weather threat might miss Little Rock to the south. But Little Rock, you are going to get a lot of heavy rain, I do believe so. Here in the next hour will probably begin. But the nastiest part of the storm is going to be the southern extent of this storm, where all the dynamics, the thermodynamics down here, or the highest, meaning you got more moisture at the surface, you got higher temperatures, you probably got higher CAPE levels, which basically is that fuel in the atmosphere for these storms to fuel off of, to build off of. And this will continue to sag south and you know, in general, in a southeast direction flow here. And this will move into areas of northern Louisiana. It will start to move into western Mississippi. Watch out, Jackson, Mississippi, as we start to get into the early afternoon hours of this afternoon. And this will continue to move in. And then its final stop will be the Gulf Coast. And we're going to speed this up here in time. And this is for around mid-afternoon. We're starting to get into early to mid-afternoon. A nasty line of storms sweeping through northern Louisiana. Jackson, like I said, southwest Mississippi will be probably the hardest hit area. And what's happening is this energy that you see right here will make its way into this area right here, which will probably begin to destabilize with a lot of moisture building into this area, like it always does this time of the year, and CAPE building into this area in response to those higher dew points. So this is going to move over that and really probably try to intensify here this afternoon for sure. So these areas are going to get hit hard here. Watch out, Baton Rouge a little bit later. You guys could get hit hard, but especially to your east could get hit by some nasty storm. Hattiesburg, definitely a threat here, but there is a chance that this might lose some steam as it gets into the evening hours and starts to get closer to the coast, but it could intensify. So even watch out down there near Mobile, Alabama. As you've got any evening activities, please keep your eye on the sky. You'll see it coming, especially as the sun's starting to go down. You'll see the flashes of lightning way off in the distance heading towards your direction. But there's a chance that this also can make it into the western tip of the panhandle of Florida too. But either way, you know, you could give or take this up, you know, to your west or to your east. But I think the biggest area that has the highest threat is in this area right here for this line of storms that's going to produce some damaging winds. Not everybody will see damaging winds. Some people will just probably see some gusty winds. For the most part, that'll probably be all it is. But there's going to be certain areas and parts of this line of storms that's going to produce much more stronger winds. So we'll look at the rest of the country in general. Pretty quiet in the northeast. You maybe might have some showers that might sneak into Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, up far northern areas in New York State. A little area of rain moving through Kentucky. It might make its way into West Virginia a little bit later this evening. Other than that, not a huge deal. For the north central U.S., maybe some showers kind of pivoting through the region, and Minnesota might make its way into northern Wisconsin. Just some on and off showers for really anybody. Iowa, Illinois. Maybe a brief storm in areas of central Illinois. But other than that, pretty quiet day. And then later this afternoon, some storms could develop and some elevated storms, meaning the severity of these storms probably won't really be there. But they could produce some small hail potentially. So watch out areas in Iowa, especially eastern Iowa, maybe even getting into northern Illinois, maybe northern Missouri a little bit later today. But everybody else, pretty quiet. Except this little plume of moisture that might surge through areas of North Dakota into Minnesota into the late evening hours. Temperatures, a very nice day expected. I can't stress this enough. enjoy the air when you walk outside here in South Carolina, North Carolina, areas of the upper southeast where this punch of dry air has moved through. In fact, I go outside here in central South Carolina this morning. Dew points are in the 50s. Temperatures are still in the mid to upper 60s, so it's not like you have chilly air in place, but it's nice and somewhat crisp out there, on the warmer side of crisp, if that makes any sense at all. It's almost like you got a small little touch of fall out there in June, but it's nice, and I'm going to go out there and really enjoy it. Take a good breath, inhale it a little bit and take a breath of fresh air out there, because it is feeling nice. And who knows, you might not feel comfortable air like this again until maybe late August, early September, when we have our first cold front of the fall that really moves through. But a nice day. Some rain across the Ohio Valley depending on your location, but in general, more so like a spring type day or maybe an early fall type day. It's still going to be warm across the southeast, but certain areas it'll be kind of a dry warm. It'll be a dry heat, if you will. The humidity won't be too bad unless you get into southern areas of Georgia, and obviously Florida will just remains humid this time of the year. Coolish day across the northeast, 70s, 60s, 50s, depending on elevation, but not too bad out there. But here's that dry punch of air. Dew points in the 40s and 50s. So the air is nice. It really is. If you live anywhere from Illinois points east, central Tennessee points east. I mean, the dry air makes it all the way into, maybe all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida, very briefly. And this is going to be a very brief punch of dry air. It'll start eroding. As you can tell, it starts building back. The moisture starts building back from the southeast. So please enjoy it. It'll probably be a nice evening for a lot of folks. If you got any evening activities across the I-95 corridor, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, even areas of the Southeast, enjoy it. It's not going to be nasty humid out there. I recommend sitting outside. It'll probably still be a little warm, but it'll be a nice evening, and you'll feel it. You'll feel a difference out there depending on location, especially in this region of the country right into here. You'll definitely feel the lack of humidity. So take advantage of it, because there's some nasty heat on the way. We'll talk about that a little bit later tonight. You guys have an awesome Friday. God bless all y'all. Appreciate the ongoing support even in the slow times, because it has certainly got very, very slow. But it's all good. Appreciate y'all. God bless y'all, and have a great day.